Hi AP. Everybody here knows you by name AP. So what is your full name?
It's A P Rajshekar. AP stands for my surname,
Okay.
but that name Rajshekhar used to be long for my childhood friends.
Okay.
So they started calling me AP, and it stuck till college. After I reached the started doing job, what happened was that Rajshekhar used to be common in Andhra Pradesh.
Okay.
So to differentiate me from others, they started calling me AP. So now that name has stuck.
What is full form of AP?
It's Andala Pishada. It's basically like Gotra in North India. We are in, especially in Kerala, I come from the Gotra of Pisharadis.
Okay.
So each Pisharadi has a particular Pisharam or home. So mine is Andala Pishara.
Okay.
So
What
you
is
are
meaning
from,
of it?
it's Andala is a place.
Okay.
Pisharam in Andala. That is Andala Pishara.
Okay.
You're from Andhra,
No, I am from Kerala.
Kerala.
So the name Rajshekhar is not that popular in Kerala, but it's very popular in Andhra. So I started my job in Andhra with SEDAC. So there it was too popular. So they used to get confused. So they started calling me AP.
Okay. And who all are in your family?
My mom and my elder sister. My dad uh, died a few years back. So we were basically four people now. Sister she's married and settled in Kerala only.
Okay. Yeah. What is your position here in this company?
Here I am senior software engineer. Basically, I look at the technical aspects of my project and provide, if required, I provide guidance to that aspects.
Okay. Tell us about your previous companies. Where did you work?
I started with CDAC Hyderabad R&D. As you know in CDAC, especially in ACT school, that is Advanced Computer Training School, if you are in top five, they recruit you into their R&D. By God's grace, I was first in my batch of 100 students, so I was placed into their R&D division, which was basically web development. Not just web development, it was more into e-learning, different kinds of e-learning, how to use the web development to enable e-learning in the places where it's not much used, like for small schools or the villages where internet facility may not be that high. So what kind of things can be done? So that was the first plot. Then I moved on to another company called Vectorform, where I was the tech lead for game development in Microsoft platform and OpenGL. Then I worked with Accenture, where I was again basically module lead for one of their EMR electronic medical records. Now currently with that.
Wow. What is your education?
I have done BSc as a regular student, BSc with computer honors and maths as subsidiary, and completed my MCA through correspondence. Did PGDAC from CDAC Hyderabad.
And your school was in Kerala.
No. Okay, let me just give you context about that. Even though my parents are natives of Kerala, my dad had government job with Madhya Pradesh. So I was born in Durg. At that time, it was in Madhya Pradesh itself. I did my nursery and KG1 in Raigad. Did my from class 1 to complete college education was done in Bhopal.
Okay.
Then for that I went to Andhra Pradesh, that is Hyderabad.
So you covered almost all India.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how do you find it? Is it good that people should go from
Yeah,
shift, or
I would
should they
say
stick?
there should be people should move from one place to another. The problem that I find with not this current generation, with most of the people is that they think only in terms of their region. They don't think of as Indian. If somebody asks me where are you from, my first answer actually comes to my tip of my tongue is India. Because I can't just say that I am a Bhopali or I am a Kerala because I have been in so many places I can't identify myself with one place.
How is your experience in Red Hat?
It's really great. Means after leaving CDAC actually this is a place where I am enjoying my work. In other places I used to enjoy, but not to the level here. CDAC, but from these two places were the, I would say, perfect place for me to start working. Then coming to Red Hat, I would add that Red Hat to that list as well.
Yeah, we would like to know about your books. So we heard that
Okay.
you have written two books.
Yeah, actually, what happened was that I used to write articles basically. So, have you heard of dev articles and dev thread? There are two sites. Basically, there are a number of portals there. So that portal contains two main sites. That is dev articles and dev thread. So this comes under something called dev hardware. So they were looking for or writers, article writers means for per article they would be giving $50. Once once we pass the actual scrutiny. So I just for the lack of it I wrote one of the articles on Java security. They liked it and they start asked me to start writing. So I wrote for them on different topics ranging from Java to Ruby to Python for 2.5 years. And while at that time Ruby on Rails had just come, I was experimenting with it and started writing articles on that. So the Pact Publishing Group of UK, the acquisition editor there saw my article and asked me whether you are interested in writing it. That's how Ruby, the first book came. My first book came. Apart from the writing articles on for this particular portal, I also maintain a blog. So like last year, one of the another acquisition editors from Pact saw one of my articles on blog post on this .NET technologies. So they said that they have a project which is a greenlit. Greenlit project means they don't have any. They have only basic idea. I have to start from everything. Start from which topics I want to cover, what topics I want to cover, how will I do it. Everything I have to give. So they asked me whether I'm interested. I said yes. So that's how the second book came into picture.
Yeah. So what is the name of the book?
First book is named Creating Dynamic Websites Using Ruby on Rails. Second book is .NET 4.5 Experts Cookbook.
These are two different, totally different technologies.
Yes.
One is from Windows, one is from
Yeah. Actually, for me, technology is like a hobby. Whatever new comes, I don't look at whether it is from open source or whether it is from closed source. I just try to understand how to use it. And what I think is that if you just narrow down yourself to one particular technology, your mental acuity comes down because you're thinking only in terms of one linear thinking comes. But when you're working with multiple technologies, you start doing parallel thinking instead of linear thinking. So I like doing that kind of thing.
Yeah. And what is your future plan of maybe are you writing any book in future or
Yeah, there are
learning any new technology?
at present I am planning means I have done given a proposal to the Pact publishers itself regarding a book on RESTful applications in Java. Let's see where it goes. So future technology wise, I am more interested in looking into virtual reality applications. So that's what my what should I say over overarching goal is basically.
What about cloud? Everybody talks only. Whoever starts with cloud.
Cloud is something that I won't like to go at present because there are too many people. And it's still not like if you look at cloud, there is three specific categories. One is the cloud provided by Amazon, which is basically bare bones cloud. They provide you the infrastructure, everything else you have to set up. Second is the complete thing provided by Microsoft, where they just provide you the API, you have to use the API. And in between comes the Google, where you are having a mix and match of both. And almost everyone is covering all these three. So if I add my sound to it, it will become a cacophony. I can't bring something new to it. Unless I can't bring something new to a particular technology, I actually have gone through all these technologies, but I don't write about them until I can say, okay, this is something that has not yet been talked about and I would like to put forth.
Okay, good. What do you do in your free time?
Basically, I read a lot of books, I watch a lot of English series and movies, and then write programs.
Which one is your favorite series or movies?
In series, I would say anything that deals with human psyche, human psychology. Example I can give criminal minds. One second is leverage. Uh, Both of these are, you can say, end of two spectrums. First deals with criminals through behavioral analysis. Second deals with criminals by conning them. Conning means, let us say, there is a very rich and powerful company which has generated some certain fertilizers which is creating problems to water. But due to their money, they are not. They just overthrow any fire suits. So there is a set of people who go about conning them into admitting publicly that they did these problems and then take them out. So, and second category that comes is science fiction. Have you heard of Firefly?
No.
There are, if you get a chance, you should see that. It's a science fiction which actually looks at how humans interact with each other. So that kind of a series I like more. In movies, I prefer action plus something that's thought wandering, like mix of them. If I say it's equilibrium, where the idea is, what would you do if you found a way to control your emotions? So should emotions be controlled or should you actually feel them? So that are the kind of things I like to watch.
Yeah, so which movie?
Example, what first is equilibrium,
Yeah, and
second is matrix trilogy.
okay.
Then, when if you ask me, there's something, it's actually not well known, it's called the Oxford murders. So it's basically a old woman dies, some sign they see, another person dies, another. So they start thinking in terms of serial killing. But in the end, the protagonist finds out that it's not serial killing, basically it's simple killing, which was made to look like serial killing. So it's really dark, basically it's darkest story of how mind works.
Okay. Uh, what do you think about all Indian government or
Look, what I find actually, I shouldn't say that, but laughable is, we are the people who actually bring these governments. So unless we change, government can't never change. You say that, okay, this particular person is corrupt. So my question is, what would you do if you are on that in that particular position? But at present, are you not doing something corrupt yourself? So unless society thinks in those terms and stop always looking somebody else to blame, politics can never become good, and even society. I am not against any of the movements for against corruption, but I think it's like fad nowadays. Movements have become fad. First was movement against corruption, then it was movement against uh, brutality against women. Now something else is coming up. So instead of going into these fads, we should actually look at a particular cause, take it up, and work towards it.
yeah? So I guess that's it. Do you want to say anything else?
The main thing I would like to say is that unless you think you can't do anything, sky is the limit. The moment you think that, okay, I can't do it, just your God. Somebody used to ask me that sitting like this working is very painful or very problematic. I said that everybody has some pains or problems. Some have emotional dependence, some are financial dependent, some are physical dependent. So physical dependence is best of all of them, because if you are having your brains, you can actually run the world just lying on your bed. So just that's the thing I want to make
Yeah,
everyone remember. Don't forget that.
yeah, right. Yeah, thanks a lot for your time.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, it was nice talking to you.
Same here.